Jackpot, jackpot, baby!
Come here! Let's go, give me a flipper!
And we're off. All right. Welcome to Amateur Hour. I'm Cody Courts, former president of the Southeast Texas Flag Football League, and here with me is
Troy Maddox, former vice president of SETX FFL, and probably back to current vice president.
Yeah, I heard on a news interview that wasn't televised that you may be vice president again.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you're beloved. People want you to stay around.
Well, sometimes the heat gets too hot in the kitchen. And
Something's cooking in the kitchen.
well, if the heat gets too hot, you just leave.
Yeah.
Everybody else has to pick stuff up.
Yeah.
That's a personal story. Anyway.
We might get to that.
So
Maybe.
First off, we'll do what Walt likes. By the way, Walt Durham is your president currently.
All hail Walt.
Yes. Hail to the Walt.
You better watch your step, you bastards.
So first we'll go over the football that just happened. And a couple of weeks ago, there was a little tournament you guys may have heard of called Football is Coming 5. So that's like the 5th year we've done this.
It is like the 5th year.
That's pretty cool.
5 years.
Yeah. 5's a pretty neat number, you know.
It is. Look at it. Look at the shape of it.
Yeah. If the tournament were going to were a child, it would be going to kindergarten now.
Yes.
Yep. Anyway, so on Saturday there were some games. I'll just kind of run through them real quick. The Storm beat Expendables 41-26. Troy, comments on the Storm Expendables?
Storm looked pretty good. They've got a new group of guys on that team, new quarterback, some other, just receivers, just a new team. It looked like kind of a mix of several other teams out there, but looked pretty good out there. Some new uniforms too, looked pretty good. Expendables, its first game, they just didn't have it for that one game.
Yeah, the Expendables were playing their backup quarterback on Saturday, and I think he can beat teams that are not very good, which I know that sounds kind of like a dig, but
yeah.
He's a good backup
good enough to
quarterback.
beat teams that are not as good as them.
But they were missing the Andrew Allen guy that plays with them, and another guy that's pretty good too that played on Sunday. But I thought the Storm looked good. I thought Chase looked good at quarterback. So next game was the Herd 25 and the 409 Boys 24.
That was a fun game. Just 409 boys got out pretty quick. Well, they were up like 18-6, I think. And the Herd came back and got the win late. Got a defensive stop right at the end of the game to win 25-24. That was a pretty fun game for the second game of the tournament.
Yeah, I think the Herd, our team, the Herd, has some pretty good pieces. We're trying to learn to use people the way they need to be used right now.
Yes.
Because we have a lot of new people. And the 409 boys, honestly, I think we can thank the Storm for being able to win that game since they poached a bunch of the 409 boys players.
Exactly. But we had some good defense. We made some good plays defensively. We had a couple interceptions that really changed the momentum of the game.
Yeah. I thought our team played pretty well. The third game of the day was Showstoppers 28, Jack Boys 41. I wasn't there for that game, but I watched it later, and the Jack Boys just looked like they picked up where they left off.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Jack Boys haven't been here for a season, so it was their first game back in any type of SCTX FFL, tournament or game league, and they just came out firing. And the Showstoppers, Jake wasn't at quarterback. They didn't have their full arsenal, and Jack Boys just ran up and down on them.
Yeah, I am highly critical of the Jack Boys rather often. However, I will give them credit on two things. Number one, they're all very athletic people.
Yes.
And number two, they're like a dysfunctional family that really cares about each other, and they just hang together. They don't go to other teams.
No.
They don't quit their team. They either play together or they don't play.
That's it, yeah.
And I think that's pretty endearing.
Yeah. They're a good football team.
They are, and another thing about them is that your brain doesn't fully mature until you're 25. And I feel like that might be what's happening with them because it was a little bit of a different Jack Boys look. I mean, they were a little bit more business and like, let's go win games than, in the past. Except for when Kevontae, a.k.a.
Yeah.
Bo Onion Titman,
I would love to. Yeah,
was arguing with them when they weren't even playing.
exactly.
But then again, how can you not argue with that guy?
Yeah.
Okay,
The worst player in the league.
The fourth game was 409 Boys again with the Storm. 409 Boys won that one, 40-30. I think, like I said, they still have enough pieces to beat the Storm.
And that was. I'm not saying it was surprising to me, but seeing the 409 Boys take a loss to the Herd and the Storm get a win, I thought it was going to go the other way, but 409 Boys pulled it out, put up 40 points on them. That was
well, I thought it was
impressive.
too, but that those guys have like 15 years experience playing flag football. I think that's got a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And then the 8 p.m. game, the Herd and the Showstoppers had a really good game. Herd 31, Showstoppers 33. That one came down to like the last drive.
Yeah. We had a interception that we ended up scoring to put us up 31-20, I think, and with like about 4 minutes to go. And the Showstoppers went down and scored, and we tried to hold the ball, run the clock. We just couldn't do it, and the Showstoppers scored late to take the lead and win the game.
And for those of you who want some flag football strategy, our worst part in that game was, and it's mostly my fault, at the end, it's like we couldn't pick a lane of run the clock out or try to get the first down. If I could do it over again, I just would have tried to get the first down, not worry about the clock because there was too much time.
Yeah.
They would have gotten a minute with it if we tried to run the clock out.
Yeah. Because the first thing we did was throw an incomplete pass and stop the clock.
So I would have at least rather that incomplete pass be down the field in a threatening way, because then we would have 4 chances to actually get a first down. The way we did it, though, not picking a lane, it was like, okay, incomplete pass, now let's run the clock. And that was the very worst thing we could have done.
Yeah, we made our quarterback think about it. And when we make him think about it, instead of just playing, it kind of takes a toll on us.
That's true, but the way I think about football players is they have a way they want to do stuff and the way they do stuff best. And when you try to make them do stuff they don't really want to do, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody told you, just run up the gut and, run over people in a tackle football game, that's not what I'm really designed for. So you would probably still instinctually try to bounce it out. I mean, am I right? Or no, you just do what you're supposed to do.
I did what it was called. And,
I could be wrong, but
I mean, instinctually you'll bounce it when you see it, but no, when the play is run the correct way, you're going to hit it up in the middle. No. That's what.
Well, what if we asked you to, I don't know, play center, like in a tackle football game?
Well, that would just be dumb coaching.
Well, that was dumb decisions that I made in the last part of that game.
Yeah.
So the last game of the day was Expendables 13, Jack Boys 41. Jack Boys are just way better than everybody else.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
That was it.
So then day 2 was the single elimination day. It actually had some upsets because the first game of the day, the Storm went out and beat the Showstoppers 27-25.
I did not expect that at all.
I didn't either. And that, when you're a young team and you're kind of trying to make things happen, those games are important because it's like we just beat a team that's won championships and everything else.
Yeah.
So I'm
sure
team
that just won the previous championship.
Yeah, I'm sure those guys were excited to win. The second game, Herd Expendables. The Expendables just kicked our butts.
Yeah, they had their quarterback there.
They had Trey Green played quarterback for them.
And he just picked us apart, and I think we threw a couple interceptions. I don't even know. I don't even remember. It was just one of those games where I don't even remember. So it was just they just beat us.
It was just a very frustrating game. But those guys came out ready to play. But the Storm kind of met their match in the 4 p.m. game. Jack Boys beat them 30-0, and it wasn't competitive.
Yeah, I don't even. There's nothing you can say about that. 30-0 that's a whipping.
And in the 5 p.m. game, the 409 Boys beat Expendables 28-20. That was a pretty good game. And like I said, the Trey Green fella who played quarterback for Expendables is a difference maker. if he could show up for more than a day, and play consistently with them, because they have speed, I think they could be a good team.
Yeah,
but
I mean, he can fit the ball wherever he needs to.
Yeah, and he throws it with velocity, and got a great head of hair. But anyway, the 6 p.m. game, the championship. 4-9 boys played the Jack boys. It was actually a pretty good game for a while, but the Jack boys just have too much talent, and they ended up winning 28-19. So there you have it. Jack boys,
congratulations,
are back, and they are the champions of football. I can't speak. Football is coming 5. So now we'll go to last week's event, which was the First Responders Tournament. These the First Responders ones are a little different because it's like a war of attrition. It reminds me, I like military history a lot. It reminds me of when people first got guns. Like, they didn't quite understand what to do, so they just stood in front of each other and shot each other.
And
it just looks like a mess.
Yeah, well, like if you put it in military terms, it's basically like you watch the tournament with the Jack boys and the 409 boys playing. It's a bunch of fighter jets out there.
Tactics.
You come out here to this one, and it's more of marching.
It's feudalism.
It's marching down the field, and everyone is like aiming guns at each other and just shooting in a line.
It's like the 100 Years' War.
Yeah, it's a totally different. It is.
Because there are some good athletes in those things, But they look like little giraffes trying to walk for the first time, flag guarding and stiff arms.
How many flag guards have we called? I bet we called 30 flag guards.
And you can really tell the guys that come out there, and the last time they played, because we have guys on our team, and I'm sure the fire departments do too, that played college football. And like we have a guy who played cornerback in college. And I think the last time he was on a football field, he was playing cornerback in college. And there was a play where he came up and just lit somebody up. And I don't think he really meant to. I think that's just what you do when the ball's in the air and a guy's about to catch it. But anyway, first game of the day was a really good game. Beaumont police officers played the Beaumont firefighters. And Beaumont PD was down 20-0 at the end of the first half. Came back to where they could have tied it with a 2-point conversion, but Beaumont firefighters ended up stopping that, and they scored kind of a garbage touchdown at the end. But that was a good game. So then Orange firefighters played RTFC. That was not a good game.
Orange just dominated just from the start. It was, I mean,
that was a bad game.
There's nothing that they could do, that RTFC could do in that game that helped them.
Yeah,
Orange looked good.
32-0. And then Beaumont police officers played RTFC in the consolation game. Beaumont police won 42-28, and it wasn't a bad game. I mean, I think it was more of a fun game because there was no championship. So
yeah, and it was closer than that score. It really was.
Yeah,
I think it got 35-28, and then Beaumont PD scored one more to put it really put it away. So that was a really good game.
And this championship they had between Beaumont Fire and Orange Fire was probably the best championship we've had in a first responders tournament, because it went back and forth, and just at the end, Orange Fire scored, and it ended up being 20-14, and they won.
And Orange Fire had the lead, and then Beaumont Fire came back, and I thought they were going to take the lead.
I thought they were going to win.
They had a chance, and they threw an interception, and Orange went down and scored. So yeah, that was a fun game. It was back and forth.
But if any of you guys who didn't go out there to participate in it or watch it, go to YouTube and watch it. It's flag football like you've never seen.
It is. It's fun to watch. It just shows the will and want to of these guys to come out and play on their days off. And
well, this is once a year for them. They don't get to do it very often.
They take it seriously, and it's it's hot out there. It's hot. It's muggy.
It's very hot,
and they really have fun with it.
Well,
we should really do one of these in the winter for them.
I think we should, Walt.
Yeah. Hey, did you know that we had a guest out there? His name was Joe Penland. Do you know Joe Penland?
I do know Joe Penland. He's a very nice man. It was nice of him and Carl Durer and the other 100 Club people to participate and come help us. If you guys didn't know, all the proceeds from the First Responders Division tournament goes to the 100 Club of Southeast Texas, and we really did appreciate them coming out. Flint Hills Barbecue Cook Team came out.
It was awesome.
They fed us for free. They were very nice. It was a really good day. I think everyone had fun. and people picked up their trash.
Yep. Do you know Joe Penland?
I do know Joe Penland now. He's a very nice man.
Walt.
Walt knows
Do
Joe
you
Penland.
know Joe Penland?
Great mustache on him. And a nice head of hair.
He said hat and that starched shirt. I mean, that thing could stand up if he took it off.
Well, you know how people will show up to things and you're like, that guy's pretty important?
Yeah.
He showed up and I immediately saw him.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, he's important.
That guy's a man of...
Because when I show up, people don't even know I'm there.
Well,
You're
trying to be more and more like that anyway.
There have been many times I've shown up to things where I was the subject of the meeting and no one even knew I was there.
Kind of like when we do this podcast.
Most people don't know I'm here. But that was the tournament, and we will have a league, the 5th version of Southeast Texas Flag Football League, the league, starting at the end of September.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. And in our next segment, we're going to talk about social media and quarterback ratings to make sure you guys know how those things are calculated.
Because we calculate quarterback rating in the SETX FFL.
Yeah, we'll go over some of those.
If you want to know your quarterback rating, just ask.
We do it a different way.
Just ask.
Yeah. All right, well, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I used to be such a sweet, sweet thing till they got a hold of me. I opened doors for little old ladies. I helped the blind to see. I got no friends 'cause they read the papers. They can't be seen with me, and I'm getting real shy.
And we're back.
You say welcome, and I say welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
All right.
Because people leave, they go on commercial break, they turn the channel, and come back. We're welcoming them back.
Well, they missed all the ads.
Yes. We do have some ads.
Or the jaunty tunes that I choose to play. Right now I'm watching, Troy and I are watching people in the Colts Stadium take off their Andrew Luck jerseys because they're mad at him.
Because Andrew Luck he said, well, I'm going to, that guy's still wearing all those 12 jerseys.
Yeah, they're still wearing them. This one guy, though, that they are
He's so
videoing
mad.
is angry.
He's
mad.
Just ruined his life. Andrew Luck ruined that guy's life.
He's going to go back to the gas station where he works and have a really bad day.
I think he works at a creamery.
You work at a creamery. All right, so in this segment, I just wanted to address some social media concerns since everyone likes that.
This is what, don't we live for social media?
So if you are a person, which most people listening to this are people,
I'm going to consider myself a person for this conversation.
and you have something that you would like the league to address. Now remember, I'm not nearly as involved as I was. This is just my observation. You want the league to address something. Do you think you would get a better response from the people whom you wish to take action by telling it to them personally, giving them the video or telling them to watch it and see if they take action, or putting it on social media with a scratching head, perplexed emoji?
Well, if you put it that way, in nowadays society, you post the video and let everyone else see how upset you are about it.
Right.
Don't go straight to the person that can handle it.
Yeah, because to me, at the end of the day, you don't really want it handled. You want to rage against the machine and act like you're somehow being screwed over.
Yes.
What I'm talking about is a play in one of the games. I'm not going to mention the people's names because I don't want to give them the satisfaction, where a guy was going to score a touchdown and a guy on the defense didn't really go for his flag and he hit him and the man fell down. Was it a dirty play? Absolutely. Did it warrant a penalty? Absolutely.
Yes.
Was a penalty called?
Yes.
Yes, a penalty was called. We don't yet have a guillotine on the sidelines, so the best we can do is give you a first down or whatever the penalty yardage is. Yes, we can kick people out, but that guy didn't kicked out because the referee didn't determine that it warranted that. And was there a fight in the rest of the game? No. Was there anything else that happened in the rest of the game that affected anything at all in the world? No. So when you go back and slow-mo stuff on social media, I don't think you're really trying to get the league to address something. I think you're just being kind of a passive-aggressive bitch. So why not do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, I think obviously you are not wrong in this situation. The person that posted the video is very much in the wrong, and especially that person knows the chain of command in the situation, knows who to talk to, knows exactly who to talk to, how to talk to them, and can make it very clear to that person without having to make a scene.
Because what happens is, once you post said video on the internet and open the conversation for people to address the slow motion thing, then people start bringing people's employment into the conversation, saying that they shouldn't act that way if they work at a certain place. Is that what we want for recreational flag football, to start criticizing someone because of the job they have? Do you really want your personal life on social media being discussed by people who don't know you because of a play in a flag football game?
Because I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that do not want any of your personal stuff for everyone to know.
You know, Troy and I have played flag football for like 20 years.
Yes.
Troy's been elbowed in the throat. He's been punched. He's been choked.
Yes.
I've been there for every one of them, too. You know, and even the time that there was the big thing that happened in the Beaumont League, I never put that video online because I didn't think it was right. I've talked about it because I thought it was pretty wrong the way it was handled, but I did go to the guy who ran the league and asked him to handle it. I asked him for the people's names who punched me in the back of the head and stomped on my head with their cleats, but he refused to give it to me. So now I get to complain about it. But I'm not going to sit here and call people out and post the video of it with the slow motion stuff because, you know, it's over. Why would you want someone else have to deal with some sort of blowback over a play in a flag football game? I don't get it.
Where no one got injured. Yes, somebody got pushed hard, but it was not an injury and nobody got hurt. It was just, okay, the flag was thrown, penalty called, let's move on.
So if you're one of those, go ahead.
Because when you post it like that and the conversation turns to something else, the video becomes irrelevant. Because by the time you get 10 minutes into the conversation, it's not about the play anymore. It's about, we're pointing fingers at people, we're calling names, we're doing this, and we've forgotten what we're arguing about. It's not even about the play anymore. It's just about people start talking about how mad they are about this and that, and it turns into talking about people's jobs and employment. It's not even about the play anymore.
Right. So, you know, I'll kind of backtrack on something I said. I don't necessarily think the person who posted this is a bitch. However, a passive-aggressive move like that is a move indicative of bitch behavior. So that was, I guess, to be the most accurate thing, a bitch move.
Bitch move, yes.
So that's how I feel about all that, you know. Like I said, some people just want to rebel. They just want to rage against the machine, and they want a little bit of attention.
Yes.
You know. So whatever, they can have it.
And he got the attention he was looking for because
he did.
Because the conversation turned to, you know, well, that guy needs to be suspended forever.
Oh yeah, people love to be outraged.
Yeah.
So thank you for causing social media outrage. That's very nice of you. And I did like all the comments of that he should be suspended forever. So what we should start doing is, instead of just having the penalties that are like 10 yards and an automatic first down, I think it should be a forever suspension.
Yeah, no flag thrown, no penalty yardage marked off, no downs lost, just you're done. That's it.
Yeah, you're just done forever. So that's what I think, but we'll see if we can make it happen. Also on the social media front, if you didn't think you could say anything you wanted on social media that could be skewed as, I guess, true by some people, the former flag football league in Southeast Texas, the fellow who ran that, posted that, was it backed by popular demand?
Backed by popular demand. Stay turned.
The original SETX flag football team?
Yeah, which is not even the name of it.
So, in case anyone's confused, the original Southeast Texas Flag Football League was ran by a fellow named Kenny Pickens at the YMCA.
YMCA.
YMCA. I've lost my
You're
mind.
having a rough day.
By Kenny Pickens. And Kenny ain't running the league now.
No.
And this other guy puts it on his little thing. Somebody sent it to me. I think it had 1 like. No, 2.
Yeah.
He liked it, and somebody else liked it. So if you guys want to go play another league, I'm sure that y'all really enjoyed your experience with Tough. That seemed like it went well.
Yeah.
Then go ahead and go do that. But we will continue to have the best league in Lumberton.
Yes. That other league was so successful that everyone quit playing in it and came to the SETX FFL. But it's backed by popular demand. Stay turned for more updates.
You have to stay turned?
That's what it says. It says stay turned.
Which way do you turn?
Exactly. You got to just stay turned.
Oh, well, whatever.
Just keep on turning.
Well, that's my social media rant. And if any of you would, you know what? If any of you who I just talked about, so I'm not going to use your name because I'm not like that, but if any of you want to come on the podcast and talk about this, I would love to.
Yes.
I'll be nice to you. We'll be cordial, but I would like to talk to you about it because to me, a good dialogue is something that would help everybody. So if anybody would like to come and talk to me about social media stuff, the other league, I will talk to you about it. I will have questions. If you want to be prepared for the questions for the social media post would be something like, what did you hope to achieve by posting the video? The questions for the person wanting to revamp his league would be, who is the money that the league makes going to, or what entity? That's all I would ask. Those are 2 definite questions I would
Yes.
ask.
And if you have questions about our league, if you want to come on here and vent, just say what you want to say. Come on.
Yeah.
I want to hear what people have to say. I don't want to, hear it. Oh, this person said this and this and this. I want to hear. Come tell us. Come on here and tell us. Come up in the press box and tell us. Let us know. I'm open to every suggestion, every criticism that you have, because that's how things get. That's how we create better leagues and better experiences for people, is hearing what people have to say. It's our league, not just Cody's and mine and Walt. It's not just our league here. It's the entire everybody's league.
And who knows? At the end of the day, we may become dear friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in a much lighter topic, and it's kind of entertaining to me, you guys, I'm sure, have all seen quarterback ratings. That really weird number that if you get a perfect score, it's a 158.3.
Yes.
So, I thought Troy and I could have a segment that we'll start doing where we'll call it something like your football re-education. Maybe stuff you never really thought about too deeply, but we can explain it to you because I have time on my hands.
What it basically is Cody came prepared with all kinds of stats and information and research, and I sat down. So I have no idea what he's going to say, so I'm just going to fly. And that's always the best thing, is when Cody's prepared and I just stumble through everything.
It's what I like to call the ambush segment. So, the quarterback rating, now you need to pay attention to this because you haven't seen this list.
I have
and
not
I'm
seen
about to
your
start
list.
to see if you can rank these people. Quarterback rating, these are the things that go into it. Completions, attempts, passing yards, touchdowns, and interceptions over your, and what I'm about to do is their career quarterback rating. But
Okay.
of course, can go game by game. I'm just going to read you the formula. It's not going to make a whole lot of sense, but it's kind of funny.
Okay.
Okay, you have to put these all on a table. Formula 1, take completions divided by attempts, subtract 0.3, and multiply that by 5. Formula 2, take passing yards divided by attempts, subtract 3, and multiply by 0.25. And then you take the touchdowns and attempts and multiply that by 20, and then you take 2.375 minus the result of the interceptions and attempts multiplied by 25.
Where do they get these arbitrary numbers?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
So those were the 4 formulas, and the passer rating is determined by the sum of the formula 1, 2, 3, and 4 divided by 6. And then you multiply it by 100.
Oh, my God. This
Okay.
is ridiculous.
So now that you know exactly what you're looking for in a
Yes,
quarterback
okay,
rating,
I'm ready.
I have a list here of the top 35 quarterback ratings over their career of all time. Now, when I say career, it has to be, let's see, prior to 1976, 10 pass attempts per game, 1976-77, 12 pass attempts per game. 78 to now. So they have to have 14 pass attempts per game or more for modern quarterbacks.
Okay.
They have to have at least 1,500 attempts over their career and playoff minimum of 150 attempts for this list.
Playoff minimum 150 attempts?
That's what it says, but I think it
Wow.
means either or. I think you can have 1,500 or...
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I am going to see... Do you want to do the top 5 or top 10, see how many you can get?
God, I mean, this is all time? I
This is
mean,
all
that's,
time.
that's going to be pretty hard.
Or I'll give you another option. Or I'll read you the top 10 and see if you can put them in order. Or the top 5.
What do you mean put? You tell me the names and I just try to put them and guess them in order.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it that way. That seems like a little easier because that's hard to do.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you in alphabetical order. Okay.
Okay.
So this is alphabetical order. This isn't like the order that they're in.
Okay.
Okay. Drew Brees. I'm sorry, that's not in alphabetical order. Sorry, I don't know things. Tom Brady.
Okay.
Drew Brees. Aaron Rodgers. Tony Romo. Russell Wilson.
And so those are all modern. So the top 5 are
That's the top
basically
5.
the active quarterbacks today.
That is the top 5. Well, Romo's not active, but
Well, you know.
So-
And most Cowboys minds, he's still active. They still think he's playing.
well, he's. I mean, it's not like he's dead. I mean, he is active.
Look who's on TV.
That's Drew Brees on TV right now.
Yep.
Okay, so see if you can get these 1 through 5.
Okay, so you said Brady, Breeze, Romo, Rodgers,
Wilson.
Okay, so I'll go 5 to 1.
Okay, so 5.
I will say 5 is Brady.
Okay, just you gotta give them all to me, because otherwise you can eliminate.
I'll go Brady, Wilson, Rodgers, Romo, Breeze.
You didn't get any of them right.
That's hard. That's hard to do. I mean,
Okay, so here are the top 5. Number 5 is Romo at a 97.1 over his career. 4 is Brady, 97.6. 3 is Breeze, 97.7. 2 is Russell Wilson at 100.3, and number 1 is Aaron Rodgers with a career quarterback rating of 103.1.
out of 158.3.
158.3. And just this list is not obviously the best quarterbacks of all time, because number 34 is David Garrard. 32 is Brett Favre.
He had a lot of interceptions.
Yeah, he did. That's what interceptions.
He has the most
really,
touchdowns, but
interceptions really knock it down.
Yeah.
Marino was only 30. Hey, Otto Graham was 29.
Because he threw the ball. He threw the ball just enough.
Let's see. Colin Kaepernick is on here. He's number 18. So
Yeah,
pretty.
He was not an accurate quarterback, but he didn't throw a lot of interceptions.
Steve Young, by the way, is number 6. I know you like Steve Young.
Steve Young, I figured would be in the top 5. I thought he was going to be my number 1 pick.
Peyton Manning is number 7, which is kind of surprising to me. Although I think his last couple of years hurt it a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Montana was 13, but I don't think people passed as much.
He didn't throw as much.
You know.
But he was pretty accurate.
Matt Schaub is 17.
He had a couple of really big seasons. And then other than that, he didn't throw a lot because he was a backup.
Right.
So, yeah.
Derek Carr is 19. So pretty interesting little list. I thought that was kind of fun.
I figured most of
you have any
the modern quarterbacks would be out there because you throw so much more. So and the game is geared more offensively now.
Sure.
So,
Aaron Rodgers is impressive to me though, because there's been years where he didn't really have much around him,
Yeah.
and that's just being extremely talented.
Kurt Warner, that's he would have been. I thought he'd be higher than 12th. But well, yeah, I thought he'd be higher than that.
You know, though, a lot of those guys, like Kurt Warner, went to the Cardinals. And he didn't have the greatest show on turf and everything. So I meant,
those couple of
they
years
were great.
really
but I'm
good.
just saying,
Took him to the Super Bowl.
some of those guys, though, I think had to do their time, and it knocked them down a little bit.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
Mariota at 16. That's kind of surprising.
But he doesn't throw much, and the passes he throws are easy.
Yeah, Chad Pennington is 14. I
like
Chad Pennington.
He was a good quarterback.
I always liked Chad Pennington. I thought he was good. Of course, Phillip Rivers 8. I figured That seems about right, though. He's pretty accurate quarterback.
Yeah. Tim Tebow's not on there.
Tim Tebow is not. Carson Palmer. Dante Culpepper is 24, tied with Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Those are the exact same player.
They are the
They're
same
the
player.
exact same
Except
player.
Dante Culpepper had Randy
Moss
and
and
Chris Carter.
Jameis Winston has
He has that one guy,
Mike
right?
Evans.
Mike Evans, that's right.
And
Yeah.
tight end played for Southern Arkansas University, is on their team now.
Isn't that your alma mater?
Well, that's the team I played college
Yeah,
football
whatever,
for.
I don't know.
Not I didn't graduate from there.
I went to their stadium with you.
Yep. And he was playing. He was a tight end on when we went to that game.
Oh,
Tight
well.
end. Forgot his name, but I know he's there.
Yeah. Well, good job.
Can't
Way to
remember his
go,
name at all.
Southern Arkansas.
Ryan Tannehill's on here, 28. That seems very odd because he's not a very good quarterback.
Well, those are according to Pro Football Focus, and they're usually pretty.
And Donovan McNabb is
Accurate.
35, and he's one of my least favorite NFL players of all time.
Yeah. Well, but anyway, so I thought that was a pretty interesting little list.
List, back to you.
Do you have anything else for quarterback rating or social media ranting?
No, because I'm not very social media active, at least Facebook-wise, so I don't really pay attention to that. I don't care. I just hear it from everyone else. So just be smart with what you do. And if you want to know your quarterback rating in the league,
Yes, call us. By the
Let
way,
us know.
the way I calculate your quarterback rating is first. There's 4 formulas. The first formula is, do I know who you are when you call me on the phone? That's going to play a
that
lot
gives you a
into
plus
it.
100 immediately.
Yeah, I don't even divide it. It's just 100. The second formula is, have you ever thrown a touchdown pass? The third formula is, have you ever played on our team? Because that's going to knock you down probably.
Yeah.
And the fourth formula is, do I like you? So it's not the most objective rating, but it's a rating.
Yeah. You get divided by 20 if Cody does not like you.
Oh yeah,
It's very divisive.
yeah. It's a very cutthroat quarterback rating. It's the SETX FFL QBR.
Yes. And the more children you have, the higher your rating is. It's very weird.
It's a lot like Mormonism.
So you need to be a Mormon that Cody gets along with, and you'll have the highest quarterback.
And you
rating.
played on our team one time. Well,
Well, no,
could
'cause
go
that hurts
one
you
of
if you
what?
play
Yeah,
on
yeah,
her.
you're right. Okay, yeah, be a Mormon that I'm an acquaintance with, that you're amicable and you actually play.
You've thrown a
quarterback.
touchdown pass in
Yeah.
the league.
Yep, that's it.
So all you other guys.
Well, I
get
know
it
you
together.
didn't know about this, but we have a phone call waiting. I figure we'll save it for a bonus segment. I have.
I did see I saw the thing ring and the light ring, and I didn't know if that was actually a phone
He's
call.
on the line, so if y'all stick around for the bonus phone call, we'll handle that in just a minute.
Claw in my eyes. Mom's been thrown out of the social circle, and Dad has to hide. I went to church incognito when everybody rose. The Reverend Smithy, he recognized me and punched me in the nose. He said, "No more, Mr. Nice Guy. No more, Mr. Clean. No more, Mr. Nice Guy." He said, "You're sick, you're a seed. No more, Mr. Nice Guy. No more, Mr. Clean."
All right, for those of you that hung in there, we're back, and we have our caller on the line. He's actually called before, and he had a good time at the tournament. Good time. So without further ado, here is Bo Onion Titman.
Well, I'm so glad y'all got me back on the show. Let me tell y'all what, I beat y'all's asses on that tournament day. Y'all ate my shit. All right, Troy Maddox, with your hair and your glasses. well, you spit to such you gonna scare the boy and you Titman. I had my titties out, I had my swinging hips, and I was stanking, and I was playing, and I was catching, and I was talking. I talk a lot. Hello?
Keep on talking there, with your stink
Bo,
ass.
that's enough.
Man,
I mean,
boy.
Well, y'all already beat us by a whole lot of points. I mean, why are you Why do you want to call the show?
Well, I just need to air some of my pits and my grits because you said something real insulting to me. Do you remember, Mr. Coates?
No, I think I was pretty nice to you. I don't remember. What did I say to him?
I think you said, God,
Oh, you know what you said to me. You insulted my intellects. You said,
oh, yeah.
you said, I tell you, what'd you say? You tell me what you said again.
Cody,
What?
you said,
What did I say to him?
oh, it was along the lines of, why don't you go, why don't you go get your GED?
Oh, well, no, it's not that bad.
I tell you what, I got my GED PhD, bitch. Good enough to defeat the herd degree. That's right, you got boo on your titty. I done stuck my titty right in your ear.
Man, I'm telling you.
I have 4 interceptions in that game, and Trey Green let me play quarterback. Don't y'all remember all that?
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, it was in the parking lot. He rubbed on my head, and he told me I was his best buddy.
I don't know if people got 5 yards around you. They can't
They
because
can't get 5 yards around me because I'm too fast. I'm like lightning.
no, it's because of the odor
They
that comes
always,
from you.
they always call me Stanky Lightning.
Have you ever put any type of soap or soap-like substance on your ass?
I'm allergic to most soaps. I can use some soaps, but they unscented and they smell like potatoes.
Because you have the worst odor I've ever smelled of any human on earth. It is
I
disgusting.
I don't smell pleasant. I agree with that. That's why I'm on an island. You know they got Cromartie Island. Well, I got Sticky Pit Island.
Yeah.
And I got lady hips, and I got my tits, and I didn't even milk. I wasn't scared, but I scared I milk. You see, when I get threatened, it's kind of like a squid. You know, a squid ink. But I milk. I get a predator near me, and I milk, and I disappear into the creamy milk. And then I sneak up behind him, and I put him in a headlock, and he died because of my pits.
The odor is deadly. It is deadly.
That's how I hunt. That's how I play football, too. I stank so bad that they can't come near me, and if they do come near me, I milk right in their mouth. It's vitamin D.
Oh, I do want to know Bo Onion Titman, stinky person.
Yeah, I got a phone call. It's my agent. He signing me with the NFL. Colts need a quarterback.
I bet that, and you could be right up their alley.
Oh yeah.
I do have a question for you. If you're willing to listen and add to this question, what makes you think that you're as good as you say you are? And you like to tell everybody how good you are. What makes you think that? What have you done out there that says that you are as good as you say you are?
Joy, listen up. What makes you think that I think that I'm really good? Maybe I'm just funny. I like Andy Kaufman, and I do stuff to make life funny. Listen, I'm an accountant, and I make $1 million a year. And I just come out there to stank on y'all. I ain't no good. I'm a piece of shit. But at least I know I am. What do you know about yourself? Yeah, that's what I thought. Barney Titman, bye!
Oh, that guy right there. I'm telling you.
He's not an accountant.
He is not an accountant. He's
just a stinky little
he's
flag football
terrible.
player.
He's the worst flag football player in the entire league.
That GHD PhD line was pretty good.
Yeah, he figured. Yeah, he thought about that one.
Good enough to defeat the herd degree.
Yeah, that's
not
good.
bad.
Yeah, but he. God, I mean, I've never seen someone that's. There's a difference between being confident and being cocky, and he's this combination of that makes no sense because I've never seen him make any positive play for any team that he's been out there on, and he just talks and talks like he's so good, and he's never done anything. He's never made a play ever out there.
Have you ever been to a pound and look at the dogs in a pound? And most of the dogs are pretty much like dogs, and they just do things. But I've been to pounds before where there's one dog, the other dog's like, God damn,
get him out of here.
Get this, they won't be around him.
Yeah.
And I think if higher life forms looked down at us, they would see him as that dog. Like, what is wrong with that one?
Yeah.
So
I mean, and that's the thing is, a lot of people talk out there and But most of those people can back it up. People that talk, Granger, me, Labrie, Atterberries. Yeah, we talk a lot, but boy, we
touch
have
the football.
We have skins on the wall over the time we play. We've made plays and back up our play from everything we say. We make plays. We have produced over the 10 years of playing out here, or playing football out of 20 years, 10, 20, 15, whatever. We have produced every game, week in, week out. We can talk. This guy doesn't do anything.
I have a question for you, and just to wrap this all up.
Yes.
I like hypotheticals, and I like to know how much money people would pay for things.
Okay.
If I started a fund to send Jacob Diltz and Bowen and Titman on a 12-hour car ride, and they had to stay in the car with each other the entire time, and we got to video it and listen, would you contribute to that fund?
I would, and I would pay to watch it afterwards.
Would that
too.
not be entertaining?
I would contribute to the whole thing, and then I would pay more money to watch it and when it comes back on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
that would be a good show.
Oh,
So, Diltz, Bo, if y'all are listening, it could be the Diltz Bo Hour or the Titman Drive to Hell.
Whatever. Hey,
Whatever you want to call it.
We will pay you money to do this.
Yeah.
It would be a great thing.
And once again, if any of you want to come on the show, Bo, you can come on
You
the
are
show,
welcome
but you
to-
are a telephone guest because you smell like hell.
You cannot be in the same room as any other human. It is disgusting.
Yeah, you smell bad, Bo.
I mean, how can you? We're outside in a field of. There's nothing around us. We're not encapsulated. We're not in a room. We're not in a building. And
Well,
you're within
somehow-
10 yards of him, and you can still smell his body.
Somehow his stench can travel through the wind, like upwind at you. It's amazing.
It is. I cannot believe it. I don't see how people can play on the same team.
Like
with
it's like
him.
a cartoon where there's like that big green fist that's like
Yeah.
punching you in the face. Like, how are you doing
You
that?
can almost see it like Pigpen on Charlie Brown.
He's got flies and
You
stuff
can
around him.
almost see it. I cannot believe it.
Well, I think this has been a good show.
Oh, my
I
goodness,
Called
I
some.
love
I said that something was a bitch move.
Well, see, now that we don't run the league anymore, we can say whatever we want.
I
This
made
is- we're
fun-
we're just in it now.
Made fun of non-existent flag football leagues, and poked fun a whole lot of the fellas' hygiene. That was a good time.
We are good at making fun of people. We've
Yeah.
taken our banter that we usually leave in the press box and we brought it to the brought it to the podcast.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Y'all have a good week. We look forward to seeing everybody at the league. Have a good day.
Good luck.